So I made it back from a trip yesterday. When I went into the car, my wife said, okay, we need to go to the pharmacy and get some medicine real quick before we go to bed. And this car was blocking the driveway, so I got in it real quick, tried to start it, and that's what would happen. I got absolutely no start. So I believe the battery to be dead. So today, I'm going to try to change out the battery in the 2016 Town Country. But first I have to actually get the car. I'm going to drive the battery to the auto store shop out of the garage. So we're going to start with that. Nice. So now at least starts up right away. Alright. Okay. Alright, so let's get started on this one. First step, open up the hood. If you look down here, you can see that the little slider is about right in there, and we just have to prop it like that. And we just grab this little prop, put it in that spot, and there we go. So the battery is really conveniently located inside the engine compartment. Alright, so it's a 10mm. But before I do that, I actually have this battery tester that we can clamp on and do a test with. So right off the bat, it's telling me 10.69 volts, which is obviously not great. So this is going to be an SLI battery, and if we want to do the cold cranking amps, which is 730, set that to 730. Hit enter, testing. And it's telling me to recharge the battery, and it only has 145 cold cranking amps. So essentially, I mean, it's not telling me that the battery is bad, but either way, it has to come out. I mean, and this was yesterday. We took it on a trip down to Austin, which is about 3 hours away. And on that trip, it ran just fine the whole time. It wasn't until we got to the house that we had a problem with getting the battery to the car to start up right after. I mean, it wasn't even 10 minutes after we made it home, and the car was starting to give us trouble. So I was remembering that the mechanic, we had taken the car earlier to get some air conditioner work done on. So here in Texas, you need the air conditioner to work no matter what. And they kind of already had warned me that the battery was probably going bad. Alright, I'm realizing that I have another screw down there that I need to take care of. And it looks like it's a 13mm. So some reason it feels tough getting it out. Maybe it's not supposed to come out all the way. And there we go. Oh my goodness. So now we'll go to the... I'll be back here pretty soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the car shop, see if I can find a new battery, and then I'll be right back. So here we have the new battery. It's all covered up, the posts are all covered up. Nice brand new. The Duralast. It actually has a little bit more cranking amps than the other battery did at 790. I just gotta mention, one of the reasons I like working at getting the stuff from AutoZone is because, you know, this is a repair that you can do yourself. If I recall correctly, I'll go ahead and put this right here. The shop that recommended that I do the battery change, you know, their price, first of all, was going to be really high, and second of all, you know, that ties me up to working with them every time that I am going to change the battery, which they're not always open. Like, they're not open right now here on Sunday morning. Okay, here you go. And that went in real easy. Look at that. Alright, so the installation is pretty much the reverse of what we did to take it out, which means that we'll start out by cranking this down. Okay. Now the battery isn't going anywhere. You probably can't tell, but I was actually shaking the whole car. Alright, now we put this insulator back on. Now these things, I want to see, I know that they do something, but I had one in my Cobra, and I'll be honest, after a few years, it just corroded itself to non-existence. Oh, so we're gonna do this. The shop actually had me buy this little kit of the Phelps, of these little felt pads and battery grease, and I figured I'd go ahead and use them, if nothing else. I don't know if, I mean, the corrosion part actually is kind of a nice feature if the battery is leaking. In my case, this being a 2-year-old battery, wasn't leaking. But figured might as well go ahead and put these posts on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some gloves on real quick, and got the glove on. It's just, for me, it's just easier to smear it with my hands, and if I have a glove on, then at least I know that I'm not going to be getting grease all over everything whenever I get back inside. We're gonna, you know, my hands aren't just gonna be all greasy and everything. They sure did give us a lot of grease in this packet. Not sure why. This felt pad on. Alright, but the fun thing about having gloves, no mess, just throw it away. Alright, so when you reconnect a battery, I've always been taught to reconnect positive first. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Dang it. Yeah, see, that could come loose. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm gonna go get a paper towel and clear off that grease. And the way that thing just slides is kind of ridiculous. Nothing worse than a loose electrical connection. And I guess that's what we're getting here. So I'm just gonna clear that out. It may just be that this particular connection type doesn't have enough clamping force to make that particular use of grease worthwhile. Okay, I don't think that's coming loose at this point. Oh, that was a nice little shock. Posts on these things are just too small. I just really don't like the way that thing is just on there all loosey-goosey. Maybe this whole felt pack thing was just a bad mistake to begin with. Let's see. It really just needs to go all the way down. Oh yeah. Alright. That feels a whole lot better. A whole lot better. And that's not going anywhere. Alright, so maybe that's my problem here. That felt pad is just not good. Well, this is not recommended, but here we go. Huh. Maybe I just need to break this off. Fits a little nicer, I guess. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the tension a little bit better already. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, and the battery's on. So, here's something else we learned. The felt pads and the grease are probably not a good idea. Or maybe I just applied it wrong. But, moment of truth. And there we go. Nice. Go ahead and shut her off. And we'll go ahead and repeat this test also, just for funs and giggles. All right. Ah, come on. There we go. Okay. Right off the bat, we actually are seeing 12.63 volts, which is a whole lot better. So if we do this SLI, the cold cranking amps. So if we look on here, the cold cranking amps is cold cranking amps is 790. So we'll come here and we'll change it to 790. And we'll test. And everything okay. Right here on the left it tells us the amps are okay, and we can even do the test instead of cold cranking amps, we can do the cranking amps, which again, we look here and the cranking amps is 985. So we up this to 985. And test. And everything is a-okay. And it actually tells me that I have 1,149 cranking amps. That is pretty cool. Alright, and with that, we have a new battery installed. That's it. And she is ready to roll. So, I'm just realizing I never did the final test here on this. So again, open up the hood. So what's the final test, you might be wondering? The battery's already in. Everything looks like it's working fine. I agree, everything looks great. The final test is... So the final test for this whole thing is... to make sure that the alternator is not ruined. And so this particular handy dandy little tester has something that's pretty cool. So it's, to note, is 12.56 volts right now. Cranking, that's what I want, the cranking voltage. And so now it's telling us to go ahead and start the car. So if you'll notice, it's starting at 12.54 volts. And we'll go crank the car and see what happens. So here's telling me that at cranking it was using 11.39 volts, and we hit enter, and here we can see that the voltage of the running engine is actually at 14.3 volts. All these numbers are really good. You definitely like to have a number that's about 14.5 or around their parts, you know, especially over 14 is really good. So this is the final test. This is kind of just a really simple test to see if the alternator is working fine, which it is. Because again, we're getting more voltage now than we were when we were just on the battery alone. So I'm going to go ahead and shut her off. And at this point, I will declare the battery change completed. Anyways, I hope you guys liked what you saw. Hopefully it was helpful. And if it is, consider subscribing or just giving it a thumbs up. I'll talk to you guys soon.